Good afternoon. My name is James K. Holder II. Some of you may know me as Sir James II. I'd like to welcome you back to the counter. Today we are working on an alternative method of making your favorite coffee drinks for less money and less systemic racism. I am starting right now with just making a quick caramel. This is one of these things that it's definitely in your best interest to learn how to make. I want to, first of all, let me get my cameraman to join me right here in the kitchen. I'm going to take a cup of sugar, I'm going to sprinkle that into the base of the pan. I kind of want to get this as even as possible along the base. To help this along, I'm just going to add a little bit of water just so that the sugar is evenly distributed in the base of the pan. While that comes up to temperature, I'm just going to let that sit there and do its own thing. This is one of these processes that's really fast once it gets going. Caramel itself, when you make it, is really just sugar, water, sometimes butter and or cream, and salt, if you like salt in yours. When you do it this way, you know exactly what's going into your product, you know exactly how much sugar was used, you know exactly what the consumption is. We're going to leave this pot alone. As it comes up to temperature, we can see it bubbling and coming together. We're just going to look for this to start changing color. But we're going to let this keep going until it starts browning. What we're looking for are two things. We're looking for the color of the caramel to become just to the point where you would get pulled over for an improper lane change or thrown out of a Starbucks for asking to use the bathroom. The second thing we're looking for is a smell. We want the smell to be reminiscent of sort of a Cracker Jack popcorn. You want to then pull it off the heat and then add your cream, which will sort of bring your caramel together. And this is getting sticky and luxurious, and I'm excited. You should expect this process to take about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. You do not want to walk away. You really don't want to take your eyes off of this. This is very important. Like I'm just observing the color. I'm not going to touch this pan. When I do pull it off the heat, I'm definitely going to have to use my oven mitts because this is something that is this is a lot of heat in here, and we definitely don't want to burn ourselves. I'm starting to get a little bit of color here. I'm seeing some color form on this side. Turn the pan because that way you can see the light on it. You see this brown tone forming over here? I want to see that more evenly across. And I'm putting on my oven mitts. So I'm kind of just shifting it, just trying to incorporate the brown with the clear. I want to get this all even and over together. Now, I'm going to let this go for about another 10 seconds, 10 or 20 seconds, and then I'm going to pull it off the heat, and I'm going to incorporate my cream and then also my butter. Okay. Okay, so I'm smelling a little bit of that burnness. This is about my skin tone now. I'm going to pull it off the heat. And this is where you want to be careful because as soon as you add this cream, it's going to sort of bubble up. And I also want to just quickly stir this, and I want to fold in our butter. The butter is going to add a little bit of shine, a little saltiness, and it'll also help keep it in a liquid state for when we go to use it in our drinks. Now, isn't that a beautiful color? This is what we're going for, this caramel here. This is perfect. So we're going to let this sit, and we're going to start working on the other ingredients for our coffee demo. The next thing we're going to work on is a quick and easy whipped cream. So with our caramel done, the next thing we're going to work on, my hands are sticky from that caramel. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. And then we're going to work on the next component that we need. We don't need whipped cream in these drinks, but you know, some of you need whipped cream. And so we're going to make a quick and easy whipped cream with just what we have in our pantry. So I've been chilling my bowl in the refrigerator, and I've also got 4 ounces of heavy whipping cream poured out And I just want to pour that right into our bowl. You see it's kind of thick. I'm just gonna grab my whisk and we're just going to ham it out. I'm going to place this down. I deliberately used a little amount of cream because I didn't want it to be too much work for my arm. Okay, that's not working. Golly. It's I'm making a mess, and that's fine. It is coming together the way I want it to come together. You see it's thickening it up. I'm just gonna keep working on this for another few minutes. You see that air coming in, you see the thickness? That is exactly what we're going for. Much like ending systemic racism, whipping cream by hand is not an easy task, but it is definitely worth the effort. So once you have a cream that will stick to your spatula, see, I almost gave up there. I almost gave up, but you can't give up. You can't give up. You gotta keep marching on until you reach the mountaintop. And so I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. Now I know vanilla is always associated with blandness, but vanilla is actually dark, and actually the best vanilla in the world comes from Madagascar, which is in Africa, not Europe. Drop a little bit of vanilla in there. And I'm of the mind that you don't really need sugar in your whipped cream. There's gonna be sugar in your drink if you wanna add that. And so this is where we are. We have a fully combined whipped cream, and it is ready to use in our Starbucks replacement drinks right now. So I'm just going to taste this for full incorporation. Sweet, tastes like victory.